Hello, welcome to Helpsome Services. How can I help you today? You're interested in applying for some health insurance? Okay, well, you've obviously come to the right place. If you'd like, you can just hang your cape right over there on the hooks by the door, and then have a seat, and we'll take down some of your information and get an application in for you, okay? Okay, let me just pull up the forms here while you're hanging your cape. It's a very lovely cape, I might add. It's a very nice color, so let's see here now. Okay, so just have a seat there, and we'll get started. Okay, so what is your first name and your last name and your middle name? Middle initial even is fine. You don't have a middle name. Okay, no, that's no problem. We'll just keep right on moving here. What suffix do you use? Are you junior, Mr., Mrs., anything like that? Lord, okay. Don't get a lot of lords in here, so it's kind of a fun one for someone like me who just has to fill out this somewhat boring information all the time. It's fun when you get someone that changes the norms. So, what is your current home address? And what apartment number or suite would that be? What city would that be in? And state, I assume that you are in this state. Okay. What is the zip code for that area? And what county is that in? Okay. Now, how long have you lived at that address? Okay. And in that case, what was your previous place of residence? Okay, I'm not familiar where that is. Do you have the address for that? There is no address for that anymore? Why is that exactly? It blew up. Okay. Well, my condolences. I'm very sorry to hear that. Okay, we'll just skip that question, I guess. I think you're the first person I've ever had whose previous home has blown up. So, I guess we'll just leave that blank and move on. Okay, what is your phone number? And is that a home phone or a cell phone, a work phone? It's a home phone, okay. And do you have like a work phone or cell phone? Multiple numbers are good. If you have multiple, we'd like to take them all. Okay. Is your preferred spoken language English? It is not, okay. What is your preferred spoken or written language? Old Norse, okay. It's another new one. You're just full of surprises here, aren't you? Okay, are you male, female, none of the above, all the above? Okay. Do you have a social security number? You do not, okay. We'll come back to some of those questions in a bit. Do you plan to file a federal income tax return this year? Yes, you can still apply for health insurance even if you don't file an income tax return, but this is just one of the questions on the application form that we do have to answer. So, do you think you will be filing an income tax return this year? Probably, okay. And will you file jointly or with a spouse? Neither, okay. So, are you currently married, single, divorced? Oh, your girlfriend recently passed away from terminal illness. I'm very sorry to hear that. Okay, and that's part of why you wanted to sign up for health insurance today. Well, that's very wise. Thinking ahead. You never know what can happen. So, And my condolences for your recent loss on your girlfriend. That can be very difficult, so. Okay, will you be claiming any dependents on the tax return that you may file? Yes, okay. Is this a child or... okay. Not really sure how that works, but we'll just write that down, okay? Will someone else be claiming you as a dependent on their tax return? No. Okay. Now, do you need health coverage at the moment? Probably not, but you just like the insurance, okay? Yep, no, it's always wise to have it, even if you're not in current need of it. Are you currently a U.S. citizen or U.S. national? You are not, okay. And do you have what is your immigration status? You know, are you eligible to be in this country? You are, okay. So then we have a few questions about that. What type of immigrant are you? Refugee, okay. And what was your date of entry into the U.S.? Are you or, I know you don't have a spouse, but are you or a parent or someone else in your immediate family a member of the U.S. military? No. Okay, but you are a member of the military. Yeah, we really only need to know if it's U.S. military. Being part of other militaries don't actually give you any kind of discount for health insurance here, so unfortunately your other military service will not qualify you for a health insurance credit, so just U.S. military. But no U.S. military. Okay. Let's see. What is your ethnicity? Okay. And now, are you currently a resident of this state? I know that you said your previous place of residence blew up and you immigrated here, so are you currently a resident of this state, though? Are you actually a resident? You have been made a resident, okay. And how long have you been a resident of this state? Okay. Are you currently pregnant or planning to become pregnant? I know that's probably a silly question given the answers to your previous questions, but we do have to ask just in case. No. Okay. Do you live with one or more children under the age of 18? You do. You recently adopted a little girl. Oh, that's very nice. So many children who need to be adopted. It's nice when people adopt them, so yes. And are you the main person taking care of that child? You are, okay. Now, does this little girl, does she currently have parents? Is she eventually going to go back to them? You know, what is the situation with her birth family? Is there something where you will eventually end up sending the girl back to her family? Like, you know, could be legal troubles or something like that. Her parents are deceased. Her father quite recently, okay. Well, that's very sad, but hopefully she's found a very nice home with you, so. Okay. Speaking of foster care, were you yourself in foster care in this state when you turned 18? No. Okay, just making sure. Are you currently disabled? No. Are you 65 years of age or older? You are, really. I would not have guessed that to look at you, okay? What then is your date of birth? Could you repeat the year? I'm not sure I heard you correctly. You're sure about that? Is this like in regular numbers or is this in a different language? Okay, maybe we'll just come back to that question. We'll come back to the year later on, okay? Are you blind? No. perfect sight, okay? Do you have any physical, mental, or emotional conditions that would limit daily activities, like dressing or bathing or regular household chores? No. Okay. Do you need help paying for medical bills from the last 3 months? No, you're good with that. Okay. Are you a smoker? How often do you use tobacco products? Would you say like not at all, or occasionally, frequently? Never. Okay. That's very good. Keep yourself nice and healthy. How about alcoholic beverages? How often do you consume those? Frequently. Okay. Yeah, that's not as good. That will raise your healthcare premiums a bit. If you're a heavy drinker, that is something that's not really something that this certainly doesn't lower your premiums. It will probably raise it a bit. So you might want to think about cutting back on a little bit of the drinking. Okay, it's not the healthiest thing to be heavily drinking, so definitely consider cutting back on that. Okay. Yes, a little less ale would be a good thing to consider. How often do you exercise? Every day? Okay. And would you say that these are heavy exercise sessions or light exercise sessions? Just depends on the day, but moderate to heavy exercise, okay. What are some of your favorite extracurricular activities? Sword fighting and conquesting. Oh, so you must be a LARPer, okay. Are you currently taking any medications? No, okay. Are you accident prone? Yeah, like do you end up with a lot of injuries, and whether they do or do not result in hospital visits, would you say that you end up with a lot of injuries or accidents, things like that? You are, okay. It's just something that they like to know when they're deciding, how much to charge you for your health coverage. If you're going to be spending frequent visits in the hospital, it's probably going to raise your premiums a bit. So, but thank you for being honest. So, any work-related health hazards? Could you repeat that? Okay. All right. Oh my goodness. It's a wonder you're still alive. Wow, that's a lot of, okay. Yeah, want to make sure we get them all. That is quite a lot of work-related health hazards. Okay. Be interested to find out what you do, which is our next question. Are you currently employed, self-employed, or not employed? Okay, you are employed. I would hope so. Okay, employer's name and address, please. Maria Stark Foundation. And where is that located? Okay. And what is your employer's phone number? And what are your wages and tips before taxes? It varies, okay. And why does it vary? Do your hours change, or they do? Okay, so you're, oh, but you do receive a stipend because you're on call. Okay, gotcha. And so how much is that stipend per month generally? For the on-call stipend, yes. Okay. And this is going to be kind of a hard question, but how many hours would you say that you work in a week? And I know obviously it depends on the week because you said you're frequently on call. So why don't you give me like both? Like on a week that you don't really work much, and then a week where you're like right in there. What would you say that is? Okay, and okay. So in the past year, have you changed jobs or stopped working, started working fewer hours? All the above, okay. Well, you have a very interesting life, okay. Do you have any other income sources? So, like, you don't have to include child support or veterans benefits or anything like that. This would be more like you get unemployment benefits, a pension, alimony, anything like that. Do you have any other sources of income aside from the stipend and bonuses you receive for being on call with the Maria Stark Foundation? Royal inheritance. Really? Okay. And you started receiving that when? Okay. And I guess how much and how often do you receive from this royal inheritance? This is not a usual answer to this question, so I'm not entirely sure how to fill in the blanks here, but yeah, how often and how much is this royal inheritance? Okay. So you're doing pretty well. Yeah, okay, you're doing all right, I would say. So I take it that higher premiums probably is not going to be a problem for you if you're, because your accident proneness and job hazards might make your premiums a little higher, but sounds like you're going to be able to handle that with very little trouble. So, okay, so we're going into the deduction section here. So, do you have any alimony that you pay to an ex-wife or ex-husband? Do you have child support, student loan debt, anything like that? Bifrost maintenance costs, okay. And what category would the Bifrost be in? Travel, okay. And this is a work-related cost? Okay, because you have to travel for your job. Okay, great. So what is your yearly income? I know the year's not totally over yet, but what would you estimate that your yearly income is going to be for this year? Okay. And what do you think your income would be next year? Do you think it will be different? Will it be more? Will it be less? About the same? About the same, probably, because it varies. Yeah, it's a little more difficult when you have those variable incomes, because you never really know what you're going to make, and the whole thing is always just, estimation, but, at least you can rely on your stipend and your royal inheritance, so. Okay, so, now, are you or any of your dependents enrolled in any type of healthcare coverage now, like Medicaid or military health insurance, Peace Corps, veteran benefits? None of the above, okay. Do any of your employees have insurance? You have to provide health insurance for your employees, okay? And what is the name of the health insurance that you provide? Valkyrie Plus, okay. And are you yourself enrolled in Valkyrie Plus at the present time? No, okay. What type of coverage does Valkyrie Plus offer to your employees, just so we know? Okay. Well, that sounds like that comes with a lot of perks for your employees. So, Are you or any of your dependents currently receiving or have the option to enroll in health care through a job? It does not affect this. It could be that, whatever you're offered through your job doesn't offer the amount of coverage that you would like, and you are still able to apply for health insurance independently. So no, if your job offers health insurance, that does not negate your eligibility to apply here. But no, your job does not offer health insurance. Okay. I think I can kind of understand why. Sounds like it would get very expensive. So, okay. Just a few more questions here. Have you suffered any injuries in the past 12 months? You have, okay. And what was that injury? You lost an eye, okay. And how did you lose the eye? Your sister cut it out with a sword. Okay. You have interesting family dynamic, it sounds like. Oh, you also have a homicidal adoptive brother. Adorable family. Okay, so I see that you have 2 eyes today. Is that a prosthetic that you're wearing? It is, okay. And what clinic did you get your prosthetic through? You got it from Rocket. Okay, I'm not familiar with that clinic, but we'll write that down. Okay, and how much coverage are you looking for? As much as you can get, okay. Okay, so that's all the information that we need. You are not eligible for a credit due to the fact that you have a very large royal inheritance, so you will not have a credit, and your premiums will be on the higher end, but it sounds like you can probably afford that. It doesn't sound like that's a big issue for you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into the system, and that's going to go in, and I have, oh, one more thing, I need your email address. Okay, there we go. So now that I have your email address, I'm going to have these go through the system, and they're going to send you all the plans that you are eligible for, and you'll be able to see the premiums and the different kinds of coverage options, and you'll be able to look at all the details of the plans, and then you can pick out which plan you'd like, and you can make another appointment to come back here, and we will actually get you set up on that plan, and your coverage will start immediately as soon as we have you signed up for a plan. So I'll put this in the system. You should receive an email tonight with the coverage that you're eligible for. I'm going to do a double check on your birth date because that year is, it doesn't even register in the system, so I'm going to have to figure out what to do about that. So yeah, but other than that, you should be receiving an email tonight with different plan options, so just pick out one of those and come back here and we'll get your healthcare coverage started immediately, okay? Okay, well, grab your cape off the hook and please have a nice day. Hope you and your adoptive daughter are able to go out and enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. So have a good one. Okay.